Okay, so we're going to review Pythagorean theorem today. The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where our a and our b are our legs, and our legs support our hypotenuse, c. Okay, and hypotenuse sounds a lot like hippopotamus. So I've got the hippopotamus drawn here to help you remember that c is the hypotenuse. It's the longest side, and it's across from the right angle. So remember to draw your arrow from the right angle to point to your hypotenuse. Alright, in our first example here, we've got the legs of 3 and 4. Across from the right angle is c. We've got our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. And 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. And when we add those together, we get 25. To solve for c, we need to take the square root of both sides to undo the c squared, which will give us a side length of 5 for our hypotenuse. So we have a 3, 4, 5 triangle, which is also called a Pythagorean triple. Then we have, instead of solving for the hypotenuse, we're going to solve for one of the legs. It doesn't matter which one I call A and B. I just happen to call this one A. So we write our formula again, and we plug in the numbers that we know. We know the other leg is 6, so we have 6 squared for B. And then the hypotenuse is across from the right angle as 10, so we have 10 squared for C. Then we square 6 to get 36. We square 10 to get 100. And then because we're solving for one of the legs, we need to subtract 36 from both sides so that we can get rid of this 36. That leaves me with a squared is equal to 64. To get rid of the square, we take the square root so that we wind up with a is equal to 8. So we have a side length of 8 and a side length of 6, and then our hypotenuse was 10. Now you may see the Pythagorean theorem with a model. Okay, in this case we have our triangle in the middle, and across from the right angle we have this side length here. And remember, the Pythagorean theorem works because it puts 3 triangles together that form a right angle. Remember, we can only use this with right angles. So we're going to solve for a, the side length of this square. We know this side length and this side length is 12. The area of this square is 225. So when I substitute this into my formula, I'm going to solve for the side length of a, so I leave it as a squared. This side length is 12, so I enter 12 squared. But this is the area of the square. The side length of c, if we square rooted this, we would find that. But we don't need to because c is squared. We're just going to leave it as the 225. So then we square 225 and get 144. To get rid of the 144 on the left side, we subtract it from both sides. Gives us a squared is equal to 81. When we take the square root of both sides, we find out that this side length is this side length is 9. If they had asked us to find the area of this triangle, then we would not have taken the square root. We just would have left this at 81. So remember that we can only use the Pythagorean theorem with right triangles, and the longest side is our hypotenuse, and it is supported by the 2 legs.